Perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. This is the inaugural meeting of, in terms of work session of the Arundel County Senate delegation. My name is Senator Sarah Elfreth. I serve as the chair of the delegation, joined by
Good morning,
our colleagues. You might want to mute yourself, Jen.
Got it. Got it.
The joys of live streaming. Okay. We are here this morning to discuss 3 local bills that have already been heard in committee: Senate Bill 43, Senate Bill 75, and Senate Bill 54. All the senators received the bill files in advance, and in case you cannot find them, they are also hyperlinked in the agenda. Then we're going to hear a motion on the local bills. We can discuss new business and then adjourn in a timely manner. And in your agenda, we also included all of the local bills filed to date, as well as local bills that we anticipate being filed towards the bottom, just so we can all keep ourselves on track. Any additions to the agenda?
Yeah, Senator, I don't know if you have the alcohol liquor term limits on here.
Has it been filed yet? This is as of Wednesday.
Yeah, it's been filed. And also there's a Arundel County Central Committee bill as well. So
we will add those. Okay. I'll make a note. Thank you, Senator. Okay.
I think they were dropped Thursday, so maybe that's why you didn't see them.
Yeah.
And Senator Elfreth, I just want to mention, since we talked about it before, I'm not going to file the bill this year for the community college trustees because of the redistricting kind of complicating things. So I let the Board of Trustees know that I will not be filing that.
Okay. We will adjust the agenda for the next time. Okay. With that, Senator Riley is in the hot seat with all 3 bills this morning. Senator Riley, would you start to tell us a little bit about Senate Bill 43, please?
Senate Bill 43 is a Anne Arundel County speed monitoring system, red light camera, for Route 648 in Severna Park. This is an area of B&A Boulevard, which has high traffic volume, high speeds. There are 2 pedestrian crosswalks. On the west side of the road is the B&A Trail, the most used trail in Anne Arundel County, the most used park in Anne Arundel County. And on the east side of 648 are neighborhoods, community center, churches, senior center. So there's a significant amount of foot traffic from one side of the road to the other. The community has come to me and requested that we try to slow traffic down. We've worked for several years with Anne Arundel County Police Department without success. So these speed monitoring systems are very effective. If someone is caught speeding in this area, automatic fine will be sent out to the owner of the car. It does not appear to be a moving violation on somebody's driving record. It does not adversely affect someone's automobile insurance. When the fine is paid, a portion of the fee goes to the vendor who establishes the monitoring system, and the balance is reinvested into pedestrian and bike safety in that zone. So this is the first of 2 speed monitoring systems. Would request a favorable report from the caucus, from the delegation.
Any questions?
Just a quick question, Senator. I don't know if it was you didn't say it properly or I just misunderstood, but it sounded like you said a red light camera. So
I'm sorry, speed monitoring system.
So is it something detecting your speed, or is it a red light?
No, speed. There's no traffic signal in there, which is one of the problems. It is a speed monitoring system, DLH put in parentheses, red light camera underneath the description. But this is not what the authorization is. The authorization is for speed monitoring. There are no traffic signals in that area.
Okay. Probably a Freudian slip.
No, it's a DLH terminology.
Okay.
And there is a letter of support from John Corrin, it looks like, from like advocates for Annapolis and Arundel. Okay. Senator Vital, did you have a question? No. Okay. All right. Is there a motion?
Can I just ask one more, just for clarification? You said you went to the police and they weren't supporting it.
No, I didn't say that. It wasn't effective. They increased the patrols. They gave out a few more tickets. but generally it didn't slow the traffic down significantly.
Okay, and they're not the ones that would put up the camera? Or
Cameras put, so this is also enabling legislation. If passed, it would go to the Anne Arundel County Administration. They would have to, I believe, run it through the county council. If approved, a request for a proposal would be submitted. Several companies would be bidding on installing and monitoring this program. So this is enabling legislation for the county to take action.
Okay, and just one more question, I think.
Sure.
So we had one last year, and I think there are a couple more in the hopper. So do they have to go through this process each time for each individual one where they're going out to bid the contract and so forth?
Yes. Senator Simon, great question, because while we're going through one last year, two this year, who knows how many next year, there's been a discussion of submitting legislation, not this year, but with the new administration, to remove the need for state authorization for people to be able to go directly to the county, which in many ways makes sense. It will shorten the cycle, by 6 to 12 months. So, but that's not on the table today, but could be in the future.
Excellent questions. Okay, is there a motion?
Move the bill favorably.
There's a second.
Second.
Thank you, Loretta. Okay, all those in favor, we can do hands as well in case folks want to stay muted. All those opposed?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just explain if I can very brief.
Please.
I think what Senator Riley was saying is I think the executive should make a request this year instead of trying to wait. And we're seeing several of these come
I
through.
know.
And every community association is going to come in and say, we have speeding problems. And we as senators, how do you say no to one and yes to another? And I just think it's going to get unruly. So I just don't think it's a good policy from the state level.
The motion passes 3-1. So Senator Riley, we will get a letter to the JPR committee this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Both of these bills have been heard in JPR.
All right, moving on to Senate Bill 75. Senator
Thank
Riley.
you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Again, a speed monitoring system has been requested in historic Woodinville. This is a county road. It connects Route 3 near the intersection with the Giant Supermarket, the Gold's Gym, the Aldi Supermarket at that intersection. It proceeds east toward the town of Two Rivers, and at the traffic signal makes a right-hand turn and heads into historic Woodinville, a town of about 25 homes. This community was established in the late 1800s as a railroad stop. The buildings, the road has no shoulders. The traffic, they have a traffic signal that activates when people are going more than 25 miles an hour, and that has not slowed people down. And the residents have to enter onto the road in a very difficult manner because of the narrowness of the road and the speed of the cars. There's also a church located on that section of the road. It's been designated as a historic and scenic road by Anne Arundel County. And again, a speed monitoring system would be authorized by the state and sent to the county for the request for proposal and the approval by the county council, request for proposal, and installation by a contractor. Any fines raised by that speed camera, part of it would go to the company monitoring and installing the cameras, and the balance would go to vehicle and pedestrian and bike safety in that area. Would request a favorable report.
Any questions?
Yeah, I just have one other as it's going through this. And I tried to look through it real briefly. If you don't know the answer right now, Senator, if you can just get back. What is the speed limit that they would start charging? And say it's a 30 mile an hour. Is it when you go 31, 35? Do you know what the threshold is?
Yeah, there's a five mile an hour cushion. So it's a 25 mile an hour zone. So if it's 30 or over.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Also, this has been designated by the county as a problematic road. No heavy trucks are allowed. No through trucks. There's sand and gravel, there's refuse, there's actually a C4 commercial piece of property off of this road, but not, it's before you get to Woodinville as you head west. So again, the county has recognized the historic and scenic value. They've restricted heavy trucks, but that also, without the trucks, also creates higher speeds. So that's the combination of issues. Also, for an FYI, I did a write around when I was on the county council with some officers who were doing speed enforcement, and they tend not to do enforcement in areas where people cannot safely be pulled over. If there's no shoulders, they're very hesitant to pull somebody over and give them a ticket. So places, I was riding from the Southern District and up and down Route 2 and Muddy Creek Road, and they had substantial, well-marked, visible shoulders. So the speed enforcement down there was a little better because they could do it safely. Woodinville, they've again tried to increase some surveillance. They've increased their presence, but it hasn't slowed people down. Thank you for your question, Senator.
Senator Riley, now I have a question. Do we determine the 5 miles an hour and over cushion
No.
in this bill, or that's just policy?
Policy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
Move a favorable.
Is there a second? I see Senator Vidal nodding her head. Okay. I'll take it as a
Are we
second.
taking a vote?
Yep, all in favor?
Oh.
And opposed? Okay. Motion passes 3-1. We will get a letter to JPR this afternoon. Okay, moving on to Senate Bill 54. Senator Riley.
Anne Arundel County marriage application being done in a virtual setting. This bill was presented to the delegation last year and passed. It allows the clerk of the court to accept and execute marriage licenses and the ceremonies virtually. It passed through this delegation. It got to JPR last year, and several other counties wanted the ability to do these marriage license applications virtually. Because there were several counties involved, Senator Cassidy had a strong objection, and Senator Huff, because of the fear of abuse and fraud. People not in the presence of a clerk of the court during a ceremony, or in the presence of a minister or a priest doing a ceremony, and they were fearful that there could be underage marriages, coerced marriages, and things of that nature. This virtual application process was done during the emergency declared by Governor Hogan. In Anne Arundel County, over 500 marriage licenses were issued. Scott Poyer testified, the clerk of the court, that he requires documentation, driver's licenses. He actually interviews people to make sure that it's being done on a very appropriate and legal and non-coerced manner. He testified in front of the JPR committee again this year. Senator Cassidy again expressed his concerns. Senator West asked me why it was only Anne Arundel County. I said to the committee, generally, local courtesy says that if the Anne Arundel County senators want it, the other senators in the body go along with it unless it's significant impact across the state of Maryland. And that may be Huff and Cassidy's argument if we approve it. I said to Senator West, there might be other counties that come in with this request individually, and I would encourage you to provide them the same local courtesy that I hope you would give to us. So that's the background. I am confident that the administration of the marriage applications and the marriage ceremonies are being done appropriately. Just as a side note, I will be supporting Senator Elfreth's bill increasing the age of people to get married, because again, there's no reason that 16, 15, 14-year-old people should get married to each other. And I think, Senator, your bill says 17. So in any event, I don't think this bill will lead to any fraud or deception. Guardrails are in place. They're being administered well, and we would request a favorable report from this delegation.
Thank you, Senator. And the clerk of the court did provide written testimony and oral testimony, but the written testimony is in your packet. Just chair's privilege, Senator, I watched the hearing, obviously, because you went right before my hearing. And, you know, on face value, I would have the same concern about potential coercion or issues, but I feel confidently based on your testimony and the clerk of the court's testimony that there's enough safeguards here that will not be occurring.
Senator, we are hyper attentive to these issues. It's not a casual, we check a box. As Scott Poyer shared with us, he doesn't do a deep dive because the people are remote, but he does a sufficient amount of documentation and interviewing that he's comfortable with the process in Anne Arundel County. He won't speak about other counties. This is an Anne Arundel County local bill.
Any questions for the senator?
Move favorable.
There's a second. Okay, all in
I was
favor?
muted, but I said something.
All in favor? Okay. Wonderful. The motion passes. We will get a letter of support for Senate Bill 54 to the JPR committee this afternoon.
You're on a
All
roll,
right.
Senator Riley.
Yeah, there you are, rolling.
Okay. So now that we are finished with the local bills heard to date, any new business that folks would like to discuss? Senator Vital?
Thank you. I just want to bring you up to date on the evictions bill. We're working between the sheriff and Lisa Serro and ACDS trying to accommodate all their amendments. So I should have a bill ready to drop and probably have to put amendments on afterwards, but we are coming along. Thank you for the email you sent yesterday.
Good.
I'm not sure it's completely accurate, but we're going to go forward with what we're proposing. Like I said, we have ACDS and the sheriff trying to get everybody on board. So hopefully by our next meeting, I'll have a hearing. Thank you.
Great.
Does that have a cross file? Just curious.
No, it does not.
Okay.
It's been a lot of work, Senator.
That's fine. Not good or bad. I was just curious.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Senator. We will again add any new bills that have been filed, local bills on a rolling basis. So we will update. I also have a spreadsheet. So this doesn't just live in the agenda itself. We have a live spreadsheet as well. Our next meeting as a delegation is on February 11th. Just to respect folks' time, we're going to do every 2 weeks. But I don't want our schedule to ever inhibit the timing of one of your bills. So if you have a local bill that has been heard in a committee and we're waiting a week and a half, let's say, for the next delegation meeting, and you'd really like us to get together, I think we would all respect that and try to move bills as quickly as possible, considering the timing. Okay. Again, our next meeting is February 11th, and if there's no more discussion, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. Thank you all very much. 21 minutes. Wonderful.
Y'all.
Thank you.